You are made of meat, my friend, all the way down.
The following podcast uses words like and also. If you're not into any of that shit, then now's your chance.
3, 2, 1.
Run.
Super familiar with the Wilsons. Get it!
Welcome to Super Familiar with the Wilsons. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Josh. Amanda, guess who I met last night?
Well, I was with you, and so now I'm confused because I don't know. Who did you meet last night?
You met him too, the Sausage Ball King.
Oh, yes, the Sausage Ball King. Yes, excellent.
We went to a friend's Christmas party last night, and her dad was there, and he announced himself. Or no, I think she announced him. I don't think that he took.
He self-identifies.
I don't think he self-identifies, but I think he accepts the mantle.
Okay.
As the Sausage Ball King, and I was so excited because one of the things, like a bucket list thing for me, of course, was going to London. But then on top of that, like meeting royalty.
Oh yes, good.
So I can now mark that off because I've met the Sausage Ball King.
Yes, and I learned the secret to the sausage ball.
Oh, I don't.
He said it was 3, 2, 1, and so it's 3 cups of Bisquick, 2 cups of cheddar cheese, and 1 pound of sausage, and then you mix it all together and roll them into balls and stick them in the oven.
What have you done though? Now, like that's it then. Like we can all now be Sausage Ball Kings. If you were the royalty of something, like what would it be? Like the whatever queen, what would you be?
The queen of Mom.
Okay, please not so loud.
I'm hungry, Mom. The queen of meeting all of the needs of the tiny child.
Yeah, but that's not, no. Royalty is not predicated upon you having to do work for other people. It's quite the opposite.
Well, aren't you supposed to serve your constituents or your people?
Is this how it works with all the kings and queens around the world? I don't think so.
Yes, they sit on their thrones and the people come in and they bow before them and they say, I need 3 pigs or I need like 7 sheep, right? Isn't this what they're supposed to
King Charles is granting people pigs now from the throne?
Maybe. I don't know.
With his giant sausage fingers. Oh, so we met the Sausage Ball King, and we also now know the Sausage Finger King.
You don't know him.
Well,
you still need to add that to your bucket list.
But what would you be the queen of?
I would be the queen of correct comma usage. I would be the queen of grammar.
Okay, thank you for like making it a little bit wider.
Yeah, okay.
Like your very small kingdom of the commas, you've expanded that to a larger land, and I appreciate that.
What would you be the king of?
I feel like I would be the king of macaroni and cheese.
You are good at macaroni and cheese.
I mean, I slay at macaroni and
you
cheese.
Do.
Like
eating it or making it.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm all inclusive. But if they ever needed to conquer another country, like using macaroni and cheese, I'm your guy.
Yeah,
like that's how good I am at.
Yes.
I was gonna say mashed potatoes, but to be honest, there could not be an easier thing to make well than mashed potatoes.
Your mashed potatoes are really good, though.
Yeah. But now, having said that, I've had some really bad mashed potatoes, but I think mostly that's because they're from powder.
So,
but anyway, so I would be the macaroni and cheese king. You would be the whatever it was.
Queen of grammar.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't paying attention.
Thank you.
And then we know the Sausage Ball King and the Sausage Finger King.
There we go. I saw a thing. I'm thinking about this mashed potato, and I meant to send it to you. I get these suggestions for me on Instagram Reels that I can't tell if it's a spoof or it's real. It's like walking this line of like uncanny valley, right? Like it maybe it's right, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I understand that's not the correct usage of that, but that's how it is though. That like uncanny valley is like
You're the queen of using phrases incorrectly.
Okay. Thank you. But I'm meaning it's like almost real, but it's a little too not. Like that's what Uncanny Valley is. And so I'm saying these recipes are like that. I can't tell if it's real or not. But she made mashed potatoes the other day. She had a pot of boiling water.
Right.
She dumped 3 cans of Pringles into it.
No.
And then they disintegrated. And then she folded in the butter and the milk. And that's how she made mashed potatoes.
Wait. I thought that the Pringles, you're saying the Pringles are the main,
yes.
That's the main potato
yes.
sauce? No, absolutely not. We're going to try that.
I don't want to.
How much are Pringles? I don't know that I want to waste the money on what's obviously going to be shit.
But can't you just, I'm saying, can't you just buy powdered potatoes? Like we don't need the cans of.
At this point, it's just, as our friends would say, it's faffing about. It's just like, just because you can do something doesn't mean you ought to do something.
Yes.
Let's make potato. No one's going to find themselves like post-nuclear war really got to have mashed potatoes for the family to survive. We don't have potatoes, but look, Pringles.
Yes.
That's
okay.
not going to happen. That's not going to be a situation that you need. You never need to know this knowledge, is what I'm saying to you.
Well, I know it now.
Which is probably 95% of the internet filled with knowledge that no one needs.
Correct.
I got to tell you that this sausage ball king, he came in. He's like we said, he's our friend's mom, or your friend's mom.
No, father.
Father, yes, that's what I said. Well, you don't know. He was such a cool old dude. And like, I want nothing else than to be a cool old dude.
Yeah.
I want to make it that far, but also, like, he came in, he had his jeans on, he had his flannel shirt tucked in, which is always very cute, not a thing that I do. He had like a fancy belt. And when I say fancy belt, I mean it was like one of those knit belt with like a repeating pattern in it. He had his cane, his hair was brushed nicely, and he was just a lovely old man.
He just went around talking to people. Like, he initiated conversation.
Oh, yeah. No, that was... So, now, I imagine that that's not the kind of old man that I'm going to be.
You're going to be so annoyed with people.
No. I'm not only that, is like, I'm absolutely not going to put the effort in if I don't need to. And I think that my level of need to is going to be a lot less the older I get. Like, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to be wandering around in a house dress.
Yes.
Right? Like Ebenezer Scrooge being woken up by the fourth ghost. I'm going to have a long beard, a beard that probably I absolutely cannot be asked to trim or whatever. So it's going to be trailing the ground. In fact, like that'll be a service that I can offer to people.
Sweeping their floors with your beard.
Well, no. Have you lost something on the floor? Just let me walk around the room for a few minutes. Probably going to be picked up by the beard. Oh, here it is. Here's your glasses or whatever. But like, I think that that's my reality of what I'm going to be as an old person. But I'd love to be like just the old dude who puts in an effort.
Okay, so I know how we can decide what this is going to be for you. A pivotal question.
Go ahead.
Do you plan on being single?
What? No. What
Okay,
kind of
then
question
you're
is
going to
that?
be the old guy who puts in the effort, because I'm not living with Ebenezer Scrooge with the beard that wanders around my house. It's not a thing I'm doing. So unless I'm going first and this is what happens to you in your grief, or you've decided that you want to be single, because we're not doing that here, friend.
What if it's a house dress though, but it has a tuxedo printed on it?
Nope. Or the body of like a 30-year-old man with a six-pack.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Good.
That'll be good. I just love the old dude who like wanders around and like he wears a tie and a coat and he's got like a little hat that's mushed upon his head.
Yes.
That's just the coolest thing to me.
Yeah. No, I'm here. But I can tell that you're going to be a grumpy one, because you get so twisted up and so annoyed at the dog for being... So our bed faces the upstairs window, which faces the road with the sidewalks and all the people walking by. And the dog will get up on the bed and just yell. And you get so twisted up at him. But the other day you were standing here and people were walking by and making noise. And you were like mad that there were people outside. And I said, you realize what you're doing is the exact same thing the dog does. You're basically barking at these people for being here. So you're going to be the guy who yells, "Get off my lawn."
Yes, but
with your house coat.
I was going to say, will I be well dressed or not? This is the question that we're talking about. I don't know why you're changing the subject.
Because you said the guy who wanders around at parties and introduces himself. That's not going to be you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of the beard, I have shaved it off.
You have. I like it.
So, well, you're very undecided. So I had COVID. Was it last? God.
Wait, so we haven't released 2 episodes because the COVID has cometh upon us.
Yeah, and whenever I get really sick, especially if there's any sort of junk coming from my face holes, I'll go ahead and shave it off because I don't want to mess with that, right?
Yeah.
So I have shaved it off, and it has taken 20 years off, basically.
Yeah, you look so much younger without it.
But added 20 pounds because the lower half of my face is not covered anymore. And there were mysteries that were unseen and now are seen again. So I have shaved it off, and I'm undecided what I'm going to do. I usually end up growing it back. But it's like basically white now. Yeah,
it's really white, which is interesting because you're not that old. I told you how I feel about it. I like a scruffy beard. I like it without your beard because I can like actually feel your lips when I kiss you, and it's not just a mouthful of beard that maybe occasionally there might be like some cheddar cheese or some olive oil like stuck in there. So it's like
How is
second dinner.
Not just delightful though. Like you're kissing me, and then all of a sudden there's cheddar cheese. My God, what a dream that would be.
So I like this scruffy beard, but I don't want you to look like Santa because you're not that old.
Well, I mean, there's your choice though. I look like Santa Claus on one end, or I look like the robot in Big Hero 6. Just a round white ball for a head.
Well, it's okay because that's not going to last very long because I've signed us up for the Couch to 5K that starts in January.
All right, go ahead.
No, I mean, we both have acknowledged that we need to be in better health, right? And now that my kidney stone is maybe gone, who knows? If those of you who are on the kidney stone watch, I went to the doctor. It either looks like, based on my test, I've either passed it or I'm passing it. And I just have residual pain, but it's not nearly
based
as
on
bad.
your test, you've either passed it or you've not passed it, is what you've just said.
Well, because I didn't want to tell the people there's blood in my urine, and that can either be before or after. So now we're talking about my urine on this podcast. But I'm feeling a little better, so now I can walk further. So through my work, there's a wellness program, and so I've signed us up for doing the virtual Couch to 5K, and we're starting January 6th.
Right, and I got really excited when you said virtual Couch to 5K, which probably, in my mind, meant it's a video game that we can play, that I can hit A and B, and I've done a 5K. No. But it's not virtual. I'm going to have to do the walking.
Right, it means that we don't meet the people in person. Like, they virtually send us the things. But we're doing it, and then this will be a moot point.
A moot point. Here's the thing. Like, I do prefer it not being with other people because there's nothing worse to me than the idea of out of shape people getting together for a class.
Okay.
Say
more.
Just the collective misery and the acknowledgement that everyone there like doesn't feel good about themselves and everyone there is worried about what other people think about them.
Yeah.
When no one else is looking at anyone else. It's just this collective stress and anxiety that I'm not down for.
No, we're going to do teeny tiny little microcosm of that, just me and you.
Okay, well that's all right then. So anyway, let's jump off of that because I did want to talk to you about Christmas is coming up for those who celebrate. Well, it's coming up for everyone, but people celebrate it and people don't. But even if you're not into the religious aspect of it, you're probably into the gift-giving aspect of it. So I was wondering, Amanda Wilson, what is something that you've always wanted for Christmas that you've never, ever gotten? Because, I need to get you a gift.
I told you what I want: the Sharper Image recliner chair for $3,000 that massages all the parts of me.
So you wanted that as a kid then?
No.
Okay.
I can't think of anything that I wanted as a kid that I didn't get. I mean, my family did not have much money, but I mean, maybe I've blocked it, but I got a Cabbage Patch Kid. Like, that would have been the big thing because I'm a Gen Xer. I got the Coca-Cola shirt that I really wanted with the, the Coca-Cola branding on it. I don't know. I cannot think of anything that I really wanted that I didn't get. What about you?
Well, you lived a charmed life then. If you, as a kid, you never had, you never wished for something that you never had. I'm
sure there was, but it didn't leave a mark, right?
I don't. Good.
Yeah.
I always wanted all of the Star Wars action figures and accompanying ships and scenes and all these things that they had. And I was thinking about it, the wanting of the action figures was always a lot more than the having of them.
Isn't that most of life, though?
Yeah, but action figures specifically, because I'm here to tell you, if you're not aware of it, action figures, they don't provide the action.
Are their arms not articulated like Barbies?
Yeah, but you have to move, you have to do all of the work. And so imagine me, this little lonely kid, right? I'm 12 or whatever. I finally get Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, right? Ben Kenobi, R2-D2, and I get the Millennium Falcon, right?
Yeah.
That's the one big thing that I got, even though I wanted all the others. I was opening them so happy, and then I'm like, well, wait a second. Everything that happens in as I play with them, I've got to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible.
No, this is how you grow your imagination.
No. So what I would end up doing is I would end up setting up these scenes, right?
Yes.
Of battle, like a diorama or something.
Yes.
But there's no action. It's so. Let me just tell you.
You
I mean,
go pew 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 pew.
I can tell you that it was just a big disappointment, and it underscored my childhood loneliness. That
Oh God, this is so sad.
no, but that the action figures didn't bring the action. They were figures. They did not bring the
And
action.
you didn't have like a sibling to play with to be able to
No,
act out
only
all
child.
this stuff.
Only child.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
sad.
there you
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm
There.
now very sad. This topic. Let's end the podcast. I'm very
So really, I guess what I wanted as a child, and I didn't know it, was just love.
Oh no, you wanted companionship. That's what you wanted. I could have taken my answer for Christmas to a really dark and depressing place because my brother died at Christmas. His birthday was Christmas Eve.
Okay.
He died on the 29th. We basically, and when I was 11, we basically stopped celebrating Christmas. We didn't even have Christmas trees for a while. So like Christmas shut down for me at 11 and I was going to go there. But I was like, I don't want to take it there. And then you're over here. I basically sat in my room until I was 18 and people talked to me. So man, let's talk about the Sausage Ball King again. This got real depressing and sad real fast.
Well, I also wanted Legos. So then there's that.
So our two younger children, I don't know much because when you and I got together, the boys were in like middle school and older elementary, so I don't know much about their like younger days of gifting. But the two younger children, they both love Legos. Like went through this, especially the 18-year-old went through this huge Lego thing, but all she wanted to do was build it. Like she didn't play with it. She wanted to build it and put it on a shelf.
Yeah, I think, but isn't that the thing? Like speaking of what I'm talking about, like that's what Legos are. You're just building and looking, right? There's not meant to be action.
Well, but then the 8-year-old, when he went through his Minecraft phase and got all the Minecraft Legos one Christmas, not all of them, but all of his presents were Minecraft Legos, he would build them and then immediately wreck them. And then now we've just got all of these Lego parts around his room that he won't play with because he doesn't know what to do with them.
Yes.
So two very different approaches to Lego, but still. The 18-year-old made a really good point. She really, really, really wants the Hogwarts castle, but it's like $500 and it's giant. But she really just wants the experience of building it. So she would like to provide a service to someone who doesn't want to put the Legos together. They just want the model of it. And therefore, please employ her to build your Legos.
See, this is why I like this, because this is a good business plan, but also it's building upon a future career. Like you do this now as a kid, as a teenager, and then this blooms or blossoms into, I will come and I will put your IKEA furniture together.
That's right. I will build, I'll do your jigsaw puzzles. Do you have a jigsaw puzzle you don't want to do?
I am telling you that there is big money in building people's IKEA furniture.
Oh yeah, no, because it can ruin marriages.
Oh, it can drive people crazy, but all you would need is you'd need to have some sort of app to be able to,
like Uber.
Yeah, like Uber, right, IKEA Uber Kia, and then like a complete set of your own Allen wrenches.
Oh no, that comes with them every time though.
No, I would not want to deal with that. We've already done the Allen wrench episode. In fact, I happen to be listening to it back this week as I'm driving. Like I went on a whole rant about these Allen wrenches.
Yeah, you're really angry about them.
She would have to have, like, I would gift her like inscribed with her initials Allen wrenches.
Personalized Allen wrenches.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, maybe you haven't bought her a Christmas present yet. Maybe this is what you can get her.
Yeah.
She'll be so confused.
That's right. It's funny because I've never been one to like push my kids towards any sort of thing. Like the two older boys, especially the middle son Andrew, super into music, right?
Yeah.
And Andrew composes like amazing music, and we've used it on the podcast. I did a song with him that I'm really proud of. It's a good song, but also I'm proud that I was just able to do it with him. But he came to that on his own.
I remember that journey because he came home with a drum pad and was like, I'm going to be a drummer. And that didn't last very long.
Thankfully didn't last long. But the point is that I'm not going to push her into any specific direction. I'm just hoping that she finds this IKEA path because I think that that's a good one. But I did want to, you mentioned Minecraft. I was watching the 8-year-old Winthrop the other day play Minecraft.
Yeah.
His dexterity on that screen.
Oh, I can't do it.
Amazed me like how he's just clicking there. I'm like, how do you know what to do, and then how are you so dexterous with it? Like I am, and I have always been super clumsy, right?
Yeah.
Like me as a kid, shambolic, like totally couldn't. I had trouble with the Atari that had one stick and one button.
Right.
I don't know if anyone remembers that game Pitfall, where like your little man would be running and then you just hit the button for him to jump the pit that was opening and closing.
But he would fall.
No, he would fall. And I never got past level whatever because I was just like diabolical with this coordination. I didn't have it.
Yeah.
And I always thought that no children of mine would be doomed to be athletic or coordinated, right?
Yeah.
But this kid, man, he's ready to run the nuclear console, man. He was just so like on top of it. I was shocked.
And he'll build like escape rooms in it and give it to me and like, Mom, find your way out. I'm knocking down things. I'm running into things. He gets so frustrated at me because I can't make it work. And I just like, he needs to give up because this is not of my generation.
No. He is. If he doesn't take this power and do the ultimate good with it, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
Well, he's about to start soccer in January, so we'll see if this translates to like gross motor skills from his fine motor skills.
Oh, maybe we will see. We will see. The other thing I wanted to ask you, I'm not certain we sufficiently got an answer to the things that you wanted for Christmas, but that's okay.
I can't think of anything.
Brands.
Yes.
I saw this thing the other day where, it's just an observational written piece about how people are super loyal to brands.
Yes.
And are there any brands that you're very, very loyal to?
So you asked me to think about this, and I was thinking about it, and I don't feel like there are any kind of clothing brands or skincare brands or food brands, nothing like that I'm very loyal to. I am very loyal now to my Nespresso, my coffee pod situation that I fell in love with when we were staying in London, and now I have at my house. I'm also very loyal to the Ember coffee
You just made it sound like you stole it and you brought it across the sea.
No, I got it for Christmas last year. And then also the Ember mug I'm very loyal to. I would buy all the products if I could afford them. So if you do not know, the Ember mug is a Bluetooth coffee mug that keeps your coffee regulated and warm at a certain temperature. And I can't stand like warm. I need hot coffee or I need iced coffee. Like anything in between, that is genetic. Got it from my mom. So I was constantly heating my coffee, and then that just starts to get gross after a while because I drink it with cream. And so you got me this Ember mug. The 18-year-old bought me an espresso, and it was the best Christmas I've ever had. So I am loyal to those. And then I guess the other thing are just Apple products, because I have a MacBook for work. I have an Apple phone. I think I would not know what to do with Android or other type technologies.
I think though that all of those connections you have with those brands are pretty legitimate. And this is what I mean by that. I'm wondering if you have a connection to a brand that it's not that their products are any better or worse than something that's also in that category. It's just that that's what you've grabbed onto. Like, for example, I love Adidas shoes. Mm-hmm. Are they any more or less comfortable than others? No, not really. It's just that for whatever reason, like, I've grabbed onto those as the shoes that I like, as opposed to Nikes that I won't wear a Nike. I don't like them. Yeah. But there's no good reason for it.
I don't think so. And then also though, I grew up, I grew up with my parents were not able to buy you and I both had the same experience where we went to private schools. And so the people around us had a ton of privilege, right? And so
did we if we went to private school.
Right, but my parents spent all of their money on private school. So we bought all of the generic things. Like we did not buy the name brand things.
Yeah.
And I remember being a little snotty, like early teen, and being annoyed that I had to buy the grocery store brand of soap and shampoo and conditioner and all that stuff. But I got over myself very quickly. And so I did not grow up in a situation where I could be loyal to a certain brand. Like we bought mostly generic everything. So I have no problem. Dude, I bought my last pair of jeans came from Aldi. So clearly I don't have this affiliation.
Wait, were they Aldi brand jeans?
Yes, I wore them last night to the holiday party.
Does it say Aldi on them?
No, Aldi has their own brand of clothing, and I can't remember what it's called, but that's what it is. Yes. I have a really lovely...
Is it called Caca?
It is not called Caca.
You're wearing your Caca jeans.
Although I went to Aldi on Friday and I made a friend because I could tell this lady was looking for a quarter to be able to get the shopping cart. And I had one. I said, "Do you need a quarter?" And she said, "Oh my gosh, thank you." And I said, "No, I know that face. I know that look. I know that I'm at Aldi and I don't have a quarter, so I can't get this shopping cart out of the locked. They lock it in a corral and you have to use the quarter to get it out." Anyway.
I was wondered if you don't take the quarter out, is that now just your shopping cart? Have you purchased it? Can you just take it with you?
I mean, in theory, I think you own the shopping cart. It doesn't do the thing where it locks up. Like, you know how some shopping carts, if you get a radius outside of near the store, it'll lock up. That happened to me once when Winthrop was little because there was a grocery store near his preschool, like in the same shopping plaza that we didn't usually go to. But if I was picking him up, and so I went there. The shopping cart's locked, but it wouldn't make it to my car parked by the preschool.
Right.
So then I was pushing it down. So say it's an L-shaped, right? An L-shaped shopping center.
Yeah.
The grocery store, which at the time was Lucky's, was up on the top of the hill and the preschool was down at the bottom of the hill, but it's still all one shopping center.
Right.
It would only make it to about halfway to the preschool and then the shopping cart would lock up. And I found that out the hard way because I was going down an incline and it locked up and I about flipped over the top of it. So then I had to park it and then relay my groceries to my car because I couldn't take the cart any further.
And they were looking through the video camera in that store and laughing their ever-loving souls out
I'm
just
sure
at this
were.
crazy woman.
Okay, so anyway, to answer your question, no, I do not have a brand to which I am loyal.
I found out like a weird thing that apparently that I'm obsessed with that I didn't know about.
What?
Yesterday, I had to clean out my car, which I clean out my car, I think, pretty much every decade, right?
Yes.
Once a decade. And we were going to use it for a date for reasons. And so I'm cleaning out my car. And as I'm going through the archaeological layers that are gathered there, I found a bunch of our mugs.
Okay,
which is
good.
cool. I brought
Wondered
those
where
in.
they all went.
Yep, that's right. Found a microphone with a cord, which was strange to me.
Do you record things in your car?
I didn't think that I was. I think though that I thought better safe than sorry.
Okay.
Always be prepared. I was not a Boy Scout, but there's that. And I found, you'll never guess what I found 5 of in my car. Not mugs, because I've already mentioned that. 5, and I'll even give you this, 5 articles of clothing that apparently I just keep purchasing. And
losing in your car?
I don't know. Maybe that's it. Or I just love having these things and I didn't know that I do.
I would have said Gaia Bears, but you haven't bought those in a while.
No, and why would I have 5 shirts in my car? No.
Socks?
5 socks?
5 pairs of socks.
No.
Those pink ones that you keep bringing home.
No. 5 stocking caps.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, this is a thing for me that I didn't know about.
Do you need 5?
I mean, I would assume that I would need 1, but I had 5. And the funny thing is there's 5 in my car. I can think of like 2 others in this house that I already know of. So 7, at least 7 stocking caps I have.
Well, I tell you how this happens. We go places, your head gets cold, and you buy a stocking cap because it's cheaper than buying a different hat. This is how this happens. But you never remember to bring them with you so that you do not have to keep purchasing them.
Well, here's the thing. You're probably right, but also I usually put on the stocking cap as I'm heading out the door. I never look at myself in the mirror. You have now placed a mirror in that room.
The laundry room that goes to the garage. Yes.
And I've realized that I look absolutely ridiculous wearing a stocking cap. I look crazy.
I don't think that you do.
Oh, no. So this is what I think that I look like a cool,
me and my Adidas and my stocking cap.
Yeah, just a cool dude, got a stocking cap on. But what I really look like is Eric Cartman from...
You do not. From
I
South
do.
Park.
Respect
You do
my
not.
authority. I totally do, because I've got this round face and this round head. The stocking cap, I always have to fold it up, right? And it just looks like I'm wearing a headband around my stocking cap. And I've got these glasses on, which look ridiculous when you've got something that hugs your head with the glasses sticking in. I just look ridiculous.
So what you're saying is you would like me to remove the mirror, or like this mirror was intentional so that you are now aware?
I would like for us to remove the stocking caps.
Okay.
Because, like, sure, I talk about how I don't care what I look like, but I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like a chubby little cartoon character.
So as long as you're not wandering around eating cheesy puffs, you're fine. All of them are in your car, so just don't wear them.
Yeah.
What'd you do with them when you cleaned out the car?
They're now sitting right under that mirror in the laundry room.
Please deal with them. I am trying so hard to deal with the piles of clothing. Do not give me a pile of stocking caps.
All right, fine. I can tell you're a little wound up. Let's change the subject. I do want to take a moment to talk about our new sleeping situation, which I had intended just to talk about this on the podcast, but you brought it up last night. And so let's just have it out.
I brought it up because you made me get up, and then you did this thing you're about to talk about. And I was like, this is a thing now? So you made me get up from my sleep to do this.
We have started to sleep with separate bedspreads, separate
blankets,
comforters or blankets. Now, immediately, couples out there, please write in familiarwilsons@gmail.com and tell me if you have discovered this magic that is having two separate comforters on the bed, one for each person. And surprisingly, you sound like you don't like this
because
idea.
Aesthetically, that's a pain in my bottom to be able to make up the bed and have two different
Well, you're doing it wrong if you're making the bed and then your butt hurts. That's the first issue. Second issue is that it solves so many problems because like one of the top 5 major things that breaks couples up is fighting over the bedspread, right?
Have you done the research into that?
It's finances, it's other money and other shit, and then it's
finances and other money.
Yes, you heard me. And it's bedspreads. Like that's the thing. And so it's so great because I would always wake up and have the bedspread off of me. Like this was always a thing that would happen is like I'd be sitting there shivering and you'd have all the spreads.
I just love that you use the word bedspread like it's the 70s. I don't think anybody uses the word bedspread anymore.
Okay, you're changing the subject because the truth of this hurts you so much.
No, I mean, but what's next? Separate rooms?
No, not necessary. We don't have to go to that now. Listen, now we each can have our own. We're still in the same bed. Like I still reach over and I touch you and I hug you and do all the things. But we've got like 2 little areas now. Here's a benefit that you weren't thinking of. So first of all, I won't be able to pull the spread off of you. You won't be able to pull it off of me. I've now got my own little ozone layer to keep my greenhouse gases in my atmosphere, right?
That I do appreciate.
So no more Dutch oven situations. We've got 2 side-by-side ovens now
yes, okay.
in the bed. That is, you've got to appreciate that.
I do, but I got a logistic question. When the 8-year-old comes in and wants to get in bed, whose bedspread does he get under?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't need to have a rule. Like whatever he does.
Well, no, based on this, he should be bringing his own.
Okay, well, you enforce that.
Like he's Linus, dragging it around with him.
That's right. But I think, though, seriously, I want to say that I read somewhere in passing, because my phone does this weird thing where if I'm thinking about something, it picks up on it, and then it gives me a link about it.
You don't even have to say it out loud. You just think it.
How you spell Scandinavian? All right. I'm going to look this up because I saw something about this.
Well, they have to do it because it's so cold. They must have multiple layers and no one is able to pull the thing off of them.
All right, let's see. The Scandinavian sleep method. Now, I'm just looking this up for the first time here. In the Scandinavian sleep method, couples use 2 separate duvets to lessen sleep disruption. So apparently this is so much of a thing. It's so earth-shaking that they needed to call it something as opposed to...
I have slept better the past couple nights.
Well, what is happening here then?
I thought I was just really tired.
No. So each partner can personalize their sleep to fit their individual preferences and minimize disturbing one another.
I like it. Okay, it's fine. It's just now you have to make the bed up every morning.
Why? Why would we start making the bed now when we didn't start making the bed before?
But it bothers me when we don't make the bed.
Okay, well, that sounds like a you problem.
Well, guess what happens when my problems become your problems?
I'm just going to have to get a thicker bedspread so I can't hear you yelling at me. So, Scandinavian sleep method. Friends, if you participate in this, please let us know. I wandered into a algorithmic wormhole the other day, and I want to see what you think about this. So, for whatever reason, I got on the whole idea of Cuban idioms, right?
Okay.
Cuban expressions.
Yeah, because we were watching like a stand-up about a Cuban mom.
And I never realized how colorful their language is. So I'm going to read to you the English transliteration of these expressions, and you got to tell me what they mean.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is, he goes to Havana and puts out fires. That's an expression. What does that mean?
He's a person who's trying to overthrow socialism in Cuba.
All right, keep it light here.
Okay.
No, it means he's very talented and does many things well.
Okay.
All right, if you call someone Radio Bemba, if you call someone Radio Big Lip,
Okay.
what are you saying about them?
They gossip.
They are a gossip, but I
Yes.
freaking love that.
Yes.
I'm going to start using that in my everyday. Radio Big Lip. That's so good. If someone is eating a cable, comiendo un cabal, I think. What's happening with them? If they're eating a
I
cable,
have no idea.
it's not dirty.
I have no idea.
They're having a really hard time.
Oh, is eating a cable a thing that happened in communist Cuba?
Well, rarely, because it would be a really hard time. How about this?
I think
If-
all of communist Cuba was a hard time.
A huge mango with rice. What is a huge mango
Oh,
with rice?
Lord.
What does that mean if you refer to something as
You have a
that?
very big bottom. It's like a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift, a huge mango, but I don't know what the rice is.
Wait, what now?
A BBL, Brazilian butt lift. It's the bubble butt.
Oh, Brazilian butt lift. I've never heard
BBL.
of that. Yeah. The mango means a big mess or big confusion.
Okay.
So anyway, this next one. That will last as long as a sugary pastry at the door of a school.
It's not going to last long.
That's right. How about this one? He has no delayed steak. He
STAKE or STEAK?
STEAK.
Oh, it means that he's impulsive. Like he can't wait to eat the steak. He's got to eat it right now.
No, it means that he's looking good. He's healthy. No delayed steak. He hasn't missed a meal is what I'm guessing that means.
Got it.
Which I haven't missed a meal, but
Right.
I do not look healthy. He sang The Peanut Vendor.
I have zero idea.
He died.
No, how is that? I
don't know either. Perhaps their funeral song is The Peanut Vendor.
Wow.
Okay, how about this one? If someone throws a mango aggressively, what's going on?
Is it like throwing a chancleta?
Chancleta.
Chancleta?
No.
That's throwing a sandal. Throwing a mango aggressively. I mean, you're angry. Did you hit somebody?
You think that someone is, or you think that something is outrageous.
Okay.
Okay. If something is where the devil gave 3 voices and no one heard him.
What?
Yeah. If something is where the devil gave 3 voices and no one heard him, where is it?
Hell?
That it means it's very far away.
Oh God.
But I like this one. This expression for something is very far away. Again, I might start to use this. It is in the earth's ass. I love that. Oh my gosh.
What is the Spanish of that?
Queso queda en el culo del mundo.
Okay.
Culo del mundo is
Culo
ass,
del mundo. It's the ass
ass
of the earth. Yeah.
earth. That's very good.
So I used to do Zumba, and one of the Zumba songs was "Mueve tu culo," and I had a CD a friend had made me, and we'd listen to it in the car. And the 18-year-old who was 5 at the time would sing it to her Spanish teacher,
Oh,
and her
please
Spanish
no.
teacher was like, "You need to not."
Please no. If they grabbed your ass, if you tell someone, "Oh, they grabbed your ass," what are you saying to that person?
They got the better of you.
Ah, that's good. They've taken you for a fool. How did you
Yes.
know that?
It sounds like something that would
That
make
is
sense.
very. If you care 3 cucumbers, how do you feel about something?
You don't care very much about it because
Yes.
cucumber's not interesting.
Yeah, no, they're indifferent. Well, 1 cucumber isn't interesting, but I feel like 3. It's like if I saw 3 cucumbers sitting on the counter, I'm like, ooh, something's going down. Like something's about to happen.
It's a reason we have 3 of these.
That's right. 1, not so much. Let's see. Let's do a couple more of these because there's so many and they're so good. My page keeps freaking refreshing here. Hang on for a second. Go ahead and talk for a little bit. Oh, here. I wanted to do this one.
Okay.
Bleat like a goat. If someone's going to bleat like a goat, what are they doing?
They're yelling about stuff.
If someone bleats like a goat, they're going to cause trouble, or they're causing trouble.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one. If someone cannot fit another bird seed into their ass, what state of mind are they in?
They can't give any more cares about something.
No, they are very proud. They're so, I guess it's like you're so full of yourself that you could not fit a bird seed into your ass.
That's super interesting.
I love that one. So go ahead and look up Cuban euphemisms and by all means incorporate some of them into your life.
I mean, God bless them.
And if you do that, if you listen to this podcast and you do that, I would not be able to fit another bird seed in my ass.
Delayed. It was delayed. I was looking out the window and thinking about happy things, and then I heard you talking about your ass.
No one likes to be told what to do.
And now is the time in the program where we tell you what to do. Amanda, what should we do?
Well, so I was not aware. Apparently, this is a thing in pop culture, and I wasn't aware of it. But this whole Domingo skit from SNL started out with Ariana Grande, and then I think the second one was like Charlie XCS or X or whatever. I don't know. Don't at me. I don't know. Anyway, this new permanent cast member, Marcelo Hernandez, is where we started this Cuban rabbit hole because we went. He's from Miami, and we went and listened to his stand up on having a Cuban mama. Really funny. So I'm going to recommend that you go check out Marcelo Hernandez.
There is a show that you kind of got me into, which is Pop Culture Jeopardy.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's the host is Colin Jost.
Yep.
Right, from
another
Saturday Night.
SNL.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I enjoy it because it's all the trappings of Jeopardy, but basically for dumb people.
But you can answer the question.
Yeah, it's for people who don't pay attention to things like history or science or any of that non-important stuff. They're really like zeroed in on the things that really make sense and are important for our culture today, and that's pop culture. Now, they even deal with like older pop culture for people like me, so I really appreciate that. And as we go along, Colin Jost is kind of settling into his role and being a little bit more snarky, and I appreciate that as well.
Yeah, it's really fun. The 18-year-old actually brought that to us because she thought it was something that we could do together. She could answer some and we could answer some. I think she's a little annoyed that it's probably more geared toward the things we know.
Well, yeah, because young kids are not going to watch any form of Jeopardy. That's not going to be the thing that happens.
Yeah. That song is so iconic. Like it just the Final Jeopardy song.
Oh yeah.
It just every time it plays, it's like it's 1992 again, and I'm sitting in my living room. My parents are watching Jeopardy. Did your dad watch Jeopardy?
No, he watched the news and sports.
Oh, my parents watched it, but I think my mom was more into Wheel of Fortune. That was more her speed.
Yeah, I don't. The only game shows I enjoyed watching were the old school Family Feud with Richard Dawson.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, he had a sparkle in his eye and he would always kiss the girls. I don't know, something about it.
Okay, we're gonna end this now before we have to come up with a Cuban euphemism for your nonsense.
Amanda, that's all there is. There is no more. We're back. I need to apologize before we go any further to Dan and Gavin Belson because the week that we caught COVID, you got sick first.
Yes.
And so you couldn't record. So I said, I still want to release an episode. And little did I know that I was in the first stages of COVID my own self. So needless to say that I was not on my game. Like I was very much off my game. I was fuzzy-minded. I think that I actually tried to over-prepare, which that can't be
that doesn't work for you.
That can't be a thing that I ever do on this podcast. So I did I wrote a couple bits that fell right the hell flat. So I basically wasted their time. So Dan and Gavin, really sorry. Now, as I go through, there's going to be bits of it that I think that I will publish because the Belsons were great. They were funny and as usual, they're very good. But I was just absolute and utter just shambolic. So sorry, Belsons, for wasting your time. Promise I won't ever do that again. Also, I never want to get COVID again.
No, I'm all done. I'm so happy that we're feeling well enough to to record, and also that you're feeling well enough to go outside and put the Christmas lights up.
All right, so until next week, from the Wilsons, please enjoy this holiday season, whatever you celebrate. And always remember, the most important thing that we could do in this life is have deep and meaningful connections with other people. Everything else is just an aside.
So with that being said, go be kind.
All right, bye.
Bye.